Night Attack is coming live to San Diego and Los Angeles. Get tickets now for the LA show at bit.ly/Night Attack Los Angeles. All one word, all lowercase. This opening song is called Spam is Delicious from our friend Stephen Cogswell. Get it at otfi.com/delicious.
Man, I wish that we had really confirmed that Alex Jones is the house DJ. I'll tell you why Spam is delicious.
Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious, yeah. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious, yeah.
I ate a full flight steak, raw, hanging out of my mouth. That's what a man looks like. I got news for you. I like cool people.
Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious, yeah.
I don't know why everybody runs away from me.
Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious, yeah.
Drugs man, he sucks my ass. He's a tiny man, I'm a big ass man. Eat my spam right from the can. Fuck you, I'm big now.
I got news for you. I went into the HEB and I ripped out a flight steak with my teeth.
Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious, yeah. On the nose. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious. Spam is delicious, yeah.
It's a little bit of revisionist history there, Brian.
Was that not it? Is that not
Hey, by the way, it's 2018. It deserved a new code of pay.
Yeah!
No.
Yeah! No, play the lullaby. Let's go to
We're
sleep.
done. We're out. We're just cashing out this week. Fuck you.
Oh, MGWTF
Patreon.
BBBQ. Hey, beautiful people. It's Brian live in Austin, Texas for Night Attack, bringing you the best of the worst of the internet ever since anybody was paying attention. Joined as always by my BFF and OAK. It's JRY Justin Robert Young. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, my God, Brian. It's all happening.
You and me traveling to different places over the last week. You possibly giving up your monogamy to United. So much is happening. Me flying United. Let's
You
talk
flew
about
United.
United.
How are you? Well, let's go ahead and start with the trips. Big shout out to everybody who came and saw me at the Frog Pants Viva TMS Vegas event. So many Night Attack people, so many Diamond Club hats and shirts and hoodies and everything. It was awesome to see everybody. But Brian, you had a bit of a travel adventure.
Look, Justin, I don't expect you to be spokesperson for United, even though you love them and you made love to them and the two of you were secret lovers and you had your 7 minutes in heaven and you got to third base and you were bragging about it like, oh, me and United, we made it to third base in the closet.
I'm in at this point in a relationship with United Airlines longer than every relationship I've ever had in my life.
Including your marriage.
Yeah. So I would say this is not just some sort of a fly-by-night swing here. This is a some real deal Holyfield commitment that I've made to United.
Well, okay, separately, this is the second year I went to the Atlantic Security Convention, ATL SecCon, and gave presentations there. And it was great, and they were great, and it was awesome, and I had an excuse to go to Canada, to Halifax, Nova Scotia. And as you can imagine, when you travel internationally, you know, there's a steep curve on some of the ticket prices, and I can't fly Southwest and that kind of stuff, ecosystems that I'm familiar with. So I said yes again for the second year to doing United, and I am now in the past 5 years, I've flown United, if you want to count individuals, well, I don't know, maybe a half dozen times. And God damn it, Justin, I have experienced 0% success rate. Like, and not just failures, but dramatic, in your face, this is a comedy in the making failures. Like waking up at 3:20, driving to the airport so we could be there at 4 because you have to be there 2 hours before an international flight, and then being told, psych, the flight is canceled. Don't worry, we got your back. Wait here for 30 minutes. Okay, here's some pieces of paper. You'll be taking 3 flights instead of 4. You're looking at 17 hours of travel on the way home on the one day that you have to watch Avengers. Good luck.
Beep, 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 bop, boop. Hold on. Dial it on back for a hot second.
Sure. poly
Your original
airman.
plan was to take 4 flights?
No, my original plan was to take 2 flights. And I showed up for the 2 flights, and they said, "Psych, you'll be taking 3 flights instead."
I'm sorry. I misheard. I thought you said 4, and then you were taking 3.
Oh, no. I showed up at 4 a.m. for
Gotcha.
the 2 flights. Yeah.
So all right. So the initial plan was to go from Halifax to where?
Halifax to Newark, and then Newark to Austin. And instead, it was at 4 in the morning. We were informed your flight's been canceled. Don't worry, we got your back. Your new flight departs at 2 in the afternoon. And
so they're just straight chilling at the Halifax
for 8 hours. For 8 hours, they say, just enjoy the airport.
Enjoy the airport.
Yeah.
So wait, so what was the issue with the flight? Like the plane? I guess the plane just never got there.
Yeah. The issue was they were so bad with their flights yesterday that it got canceled today. That was the issue. And so
that's the other thing, is that once you're plugged in, membership has its perks, Brian. You definitely have that United app that's definitely going to tell you the night before that your flight is canceled and that you're going to be rescheduled, and you can just have a nice relaxing day in Halifax instead of having a miserable morning, then drizzled lightly on top of an awful rest of the morning and a pretty shitty afternoon.
Well, and so we hit that moment, and it's now 4:20 a.m. YOLO swag.
YOLO.
And I turned to Bonnie and I was like, "We are
You want
not
to get high?"
we are not staying. Boy, if that was an option.
Here's Canada.
We are not staying in this concrete jungle. And I asked, I was like, the original question was, okay, do I want to stay inside security or outside of security? Because they're pointing me to, TSA American Security or whatever to get through. And I'm like, well, what's on the other side? And they're like, well, there's a newsstand.
Mm-hmm.
And
not even a tea hose.
No, well, and what's funny? They're like, well, there's Tim Hortons on the outside, so you can enjoy that. And so I pick up the phone and I start looking at hotels around, and I call the first hotel, Quality Inn. Hey, we just found out that we are going to be here for 8 hours. Can we get a room? And they were like, nope, we're all sold out. And I call Holiday Inn, and I was like, hey, can we get a room? They're like, no, all sold out. And then instead of hanging up, I say, hey, do you have a soft, quiet place we could be that's not the airport? And he's like, and then pause, and he's like, well, I can let you hang around in the lobby. And I was like, sold. And so we walk out and we pay $20. We get in a cab and we're like, hey, let's go to that Holiday Inn Express just around the corner. And the guy pauses and he's like, it's $20. And in my mind, I don't say this, but I think, Canadian. And then and I say that's fine. And so we go and it's
not that much of a difference, Brian.
It's quite, I know, not enough of a difference to justify that attitude. But we get there and Bonnie sits down on the couch. We stay awake long enough for them to open up the buffet, and we have like a proper breakfast. In their defense, it was a delightful cook to order, everything hot. Like, what do you want? It was a buffet, except for they don't lay everything out and let it get all covered in mildew or whatever. They just say, it's a buffet. What do you want? Just tell me whatever you want and I'll make it for you. And it was delightful.
It was fabulous.
It was, right? And so I look around for the one spot in the lobby.
By the way, there we go. United giving you a gift. You got to have a lovely buffet.
This is United
you would
apologist.
not have had that buffet, Brian, had United not said, you want to know what you need in your life? A little food in your belly. Why don't I send you over there?
The Joseph Goebbels of United over here.
I'm not trying to defend United. I'm just trying to let you know that this seems like a very happy story where you're weaving together the beautiful quilt of Canada with your own memories.
Yeah, it was
Go
really
ahead.
great. I sat down with my pancakes and a grapefruit slice and the back of Brian's phone.
And then Bonnie took the grapefruit, and next thing I know,
You wish.
Yet another benefit. The Lord United.
so I am eventually we finished breakfast. It's now 6:30, and we're like, so 7 more hours. You got any gum? So I end up hiding behind the couch and laying down to sleep, and I wake up to Bonnie kicking me, literally kicking me, and I'm like, what?
I had looked at the back of his phone for a long time, so I was kicking him.
So I wake up, and Bonnie's like, they got a room, and I was like, I was asleep. And I fall back asleep, and then I get kicked again. I'm like, what? And Bonnie's like, I have a key. It was $85. And again, I think, Canadian.
It's like, hey, listen, just let me know when you're out. I'm sleeping now.
Yeah, here's the funny thing is, so Brian's cashed out like under the table, literally. There was like a table, and he slid
Were you trying to hide from the front desk?
I literally was.
Okay.
I didn't know if they would allow me to sleep like a hobo
No,
in
it was
the
on
lobby.
the phone. They said I can be in the lobby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they had definitely, as soon as I fell asleep, because I'm sitting there and I'm just like, can't stay awake. So I laid down on my little pack, and then my feet kept creeping up, and then eventually I was just
Next thing you know, you
I
were
was just
you're
totally
lounging
out.
on the couch.
I was out for like 5 minutes, and they came over and we have a room for you. Just don't sleep on
You're
the
like,
couch.
Jesus, you people, what are you doing? You savages.
I mean, also the Halifax Holiday Inn Express. Who are you trying to impress at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Apparently, some cheerleading team of teenagers, if I remember correctly.
Really? Were they rolling in?
Ooh, boy. They had some stories. They were excited to tell each other very loudly in front of old adults. And so
Is it Sasha being such a bitch again?
Well, it was the phone rang at 7 in the morning, and I was like, who is this? It was a telemarketer. That's the story.
Classic Sasha.
And so we end up paying like a full night's sleep to get 2.5 hours of sleep. Totally worth it.
It was
and then we
sweet.
made it home.
Yeah.
But
Always. By the way, real quick lesson for all the kids out there. I've always said, traveling wise, you might think that an idea like I'm just going to stay up all night and get to the airport is a good idea. It is never a good idea. If you can get a room for an hour of sleep, think of it as only plugging in your phone for 5 minutes. You're always happy you had that 5 minutes that you were plugged in.
accurate.
Always the best way to go.
But the best story came from our trip out there, where again, everything was delayed. United, you're batting in zero. But stuff was delayed, and so we get on the first flight, and on the first flight, they're like, oh, would you like booze? And we're like, well, we like booze, yes. And so I'm like, what kind of booze would you like, Brian? I was like, well, I will have a gin and club soda, because I know I'm in a window seat and it's a pain in the ass to get out and go to pee. So I'm going to have very little liquid. And Bonnie says, oh, what red wine do you have? And they're like, we have this red wine. And Bonnie's like, I would like this red wine. And so it's like, that will be $30. I was like, okay, it's a little bit pricier.
Wait. Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yep.
Where are you when this is all happening?
United.
No,
We're
but like
on
in the
United.
plane, on the plane, or
Yeah, on the plane?
In the
on
lounge?
the terminal?
On the
plane.
plane.
and that didn't strike you as all $30.
Yeah, how the fuck does that happen?
Well, we found out shortly when they came back with a thumb-sized gin and a club soda for me.
How much
and
did
a
that? How much
full
did that run?
fucking bottle of wine for Bonnie.
Wait a minute, you didn't get like the little travel size? They make them in the silly sizes for exactly that reason.
They did. They said, "Do you want red wine?" Well, I guess we want red wine. And then they showed up with like not a full size bottle, but like I don't want to say mini, because then you're gonna think of the silly size, like the medium size. Like it's half a bottle of wine.
It's half a bottle. I was just like, what the heck?
I mean, like, did they charge a corkage fee? Like, did they like they have a fucking sommelier on board?
They're like, we'll screw the top back on for you.
Well, so they handed to Bonnie.
Don't worry, these stiff tannins will very much accompany your flight as you fly the friendly skies.
And so Bonnie and I we exchange looks. We're like, oh my. And so we enjoy the flight. The flight's over. And Bonnie, unbeknownst to me, Bonnie does the reasonable thing, which is not drink half a bottle of wine by herself, but instead have a glass and then realize, well, I'm not going to fucking throw away this half a bottle of wine that I just bought. So she puts a cap on it, throws it in the bag. And then we get off and we go to Newark, and And then our flight is delayed. United, I swear. And then and then we get on the next flight, and we're taking off. We're taking off, and I see Bonnie reach into her bag, open up, and I hear the unscrewing of the top of that bottle, and she just starts hoboing from it.
Way to roll. Bonnie, salute to you. Everybody needs to understand that is a pro move. I hope that you've never been in love with Bonnie more than you were in that one moment. That is a true achievement.
Brian was mortified.
But I was mortified only because 10 years previous, and this is early in my days of flying, like I had a bunch of Miller Lights left over, and this is before you were restricted on bringing liquids onto flights. So I had like 5 Miller Lights in my backpack, and I get on a Southwest flight, and I just crack open the first one and start drinking, and I'm halfway through the second one when a flight attendant goes, "I'm sorry, sir, are you drinking?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, no, you can't do that. We have to be able to monitor how much you have." I'm like, "Oh, well, do you want these or?"
It's like, hey, I mean, like, do you got a pen and paper? You can tally up these empties here, like.
And so that is what's flashing through my mind as I was like, "Oh, Bonnie, yeah, no, that's a thing. You can't just be drinking." Or I was like, let's keep it discreet. And she was like, "Oh, gotcha. Got it, boss." And so we wait until the the food cart goes past, and then she very slyly pours the stuff, right? And so now she's got an empty bottle of wine. And then we realize we're going to land. And I was like, "Hey, sweetie, you know we're going to go through customs, right? And you definitely have a bottle of wine inside your backpack."
Did you choose from like a list of wines that they had, like, Bonnie? Because every other time that I've gotten red wine on United flights like a goddamn professional. Normally it's just the tiny little, the one-use bottle that has like maybe a little bit more than the cup.
That's what we expected. I was there, and I will vouch for the fact that Bonnie says, "What do you have in red wine?" And they said, "We have red wine." And Bonnie said, "I will take the red wine." And then a fucking bottle showed up. And then so Bonnie is, so we're getting off, and Bonnie's like, "All right, no, I'll make sure to throw it away before we get to customs." And so she throws
that tone does not mean what the words just said.
I got a feeling she's gonna smuggle it in her belly. Stand on guard for this, you chumps.
we land at like midnight, and we get off the plane, and we get almost up to the customs counter, and then Bonnie's eyes go wide like saucer plates, and then like the Hamburglar in reverse, she sneaky tiptoes backwards. Her eyes dart left and right as she reaches into her bag and then pulls out like no cover, like it's not she has a bunch of napkins and you know that are covering up the wine bottle. She just pulls out this wine bottle, and then she puts it in the garbage. And she lets go, and in the dead silence that can only be accompanied by 11:30 p.m. at an airport, you hear the collision of in an empty trash bin.
Yeah.
It dropped 3 feet in an echo chamber. Boom.
Why didn't you just declare it and have them confiscate it?
It was empty.
Yeah, whatever. What are they gonna do?
She finished the level, man, and
that's
it
true.
wasn't like she
Might
could.
as well build a ship in it, fuckers.
She couldn't give it up during the flight because people are like, "Where's that bottle of wine from that you have, lady?"
Just say, "No, the other attendant gave it to me. I paid $30 for this wine. I know how much it costs."
They're like, "We don't have those size on this flight."
Oh my God.
So anyway, it was a great time. We had a really good show.
Yeah, but for me, the exciting part was at breakfast when.
Oh, could we talk about fucking fried bologna?
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, we could. I guess.
Wait, was this at the magical buffet that you were gifted by the divine providence?
No, all right. First of all, we paid for that buffet, motherfucker.
Yeah, we definitely did.
But the experience was
Touche.
This is true. No, so Brian is actually it wasn't. Like we had to kill some time, and also Brian needed to work on his presentation, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of a snacky meal thing
the next day, like
Yeah.
that evening, I have to do a kind of a mix and match close up event where I'm supposed to do kind of a scam schooly thing for 150 people. I don't know. I don't have any idea what it's going to look like. I do know that I can't just rely on my traditional stage show shit because they saw that last year. So instead, I have to come up with like, okay, what are a bunch of scam school things that I could do that will play to a big crowd? And so we're writing all this stuff down.
Yeah.
And then Bonnie is like, "Are you hearing this?" And I was like, what are you talking about? You're like, listen to this guy. And she told me after the fact that this guy was like, how did he phrase it?
Oh, yeah. Well, there was 2 different phone calls. So the first phone call I thought was like really suspicious, but it was just talking about like landscaping, you know?
Oh yeah. What are you doing unemployed when you could come up here and make $50 an hour? Landscaping. The landscaping business in Halifax is huge. Come work for me. Landscaping.
Yes.
Wait, hold on, wait. What the fuck is this? What happened?
There's
Where was this person being
This is at a
shilling his wares?
This is at a restaurant up there. This is kind of like I don't know. It was just like a Denny's, but like
a
Canadian-
Don't say it.
funky
Don't say it.
little
Don't say it.
diner.
It's like a 24-hour bar and pub house. It's like
Yeah.
you're walking into Deadwood, and it's like they're not going to ask if you want eggs or whiskey. They're just going to serve you whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
So we go in and
It's a nice little family restaurant called Pussy's Upstairs.
No, it was totally fine. But there's like the guy's
They
back
did
is
have
to
very
me.
classy pussy upstairs. I will
Yeah.
vouch for that.
I mean, look, yeah. And it's free on your birthday.
So anyway, so he was just having this really loud conversation, and he sounds kind of like Canadian nice, but like too nice, and like I don't even know.
If you were gonna do an
Sinister
impression,
Canadian.
what would it sound like, Bonnie?
He'd punctuate things with like fuck, fuck.
Oh, sorry. Is that what how the Canadians?
I
say it?
guess I don't know, but it sounded like a Care Bear was cussing, so it was really strange to me.
So if you were just gonna say a sentence that you remember hearing, what would that sound like?
Oh, so what the fuck are you doing up there? Not unemployed. You come in and now it sounds like
Minnesota nice.
yeah,
No, you're doing
Minnesota
great.
nice,
I'm
but,
enjoying
like,
this.
Both Irish and Minnesotan, but I kind of feel like you nailed it. Like, I kind of feel like that was the 50-50 we were looking for with Canadian.
yeah. Anyway, come, we got a job for you down here. Yeah, fuck it. You get $60 an hour doing
Landscaping.
landscaping.
Well, and so Bonnie picks up on that, and then she picks up on a less subtle conversation
Yeah, so
involving phrases like, well, I mean, we could evolve him. I mean, we could keep everything above board, and he could be involved, and we can make no money. Or, I mean,
No.
That's,
He was using, well, if you want to play the respect game, we can respect him, and we could evolve him, and we could respect him like that, or I could just respect you. I'm like, what the hell?
and did you?
So she was popping off at Pussy's Upstairs.
Well, at some point you said that you heard him say,
Oh, he definitely dropped the word Coke, and they don't have any of that around here. Oh, if you could bring some of that here, then it would freak everybody's mind out.
Pepsi
and-
country.
Turns out it was the choice of a new generation.
well, and so at this point, Bonnie, I have not heard any of this, and Bonnie is telling me all about it, and I was like, Bonnie, GTA 7 is not Halifax. GTA Halifax is not a thing.
Because like Halifax is like Disney is so clean, and like everything is just like beautiful, and everybody like the service is awesome. Everybody's on it.
So we came back, and Bonnie was like, no, that's the same guy. He's still there. And so Bonnie was just like, look, I'm going to sit on this end of the table so you can look over my shoulder and look like you're looking at me, but actually watch these two guys have a conversation and I could listen to them. Their whole conversation.
A very succinct explanation of look over there.
So their whole conversation was about how their dads happen to go to the same prison. Oh, your dad went to Queen Elizabeth in the 70s. So did my dad. And they're just bonding over that. And I was like, holy shit, man, maybe there's something to this. So
Was this like a team building event for Coke dealers?
maybe. But I'll tell you this much: on the walk back afterwards, we're walking down, and there's somebody walking down the street towards us, and I was going to give him a wide berth, and so I'm trying to scoot to the left, and Bonnie full on elbows me and kicks me to the right. And I'm like, well, that's fucking rude. What is that shit? And then and back at the hotel room, I was like, hey, so is there a reason we were rude to that guy on the street? And Bonnie was just like, we had to assert our dominance. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, I'll not be a victim. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, refusing to give up your ground is only half the battle. The other half is you have to look them in the eye.
He was walking down the street.
But
no,
not to Bonnie.
no.
It was a little sketch. Like I was definitely thinking, let's give him a wide berth because I'm not entirely comfortable with the aggressive stance this guy has. And Bonnie was just like, no, fucking, we're gonna Pepsi their Coke.
Ramming speed.
Exactly, right?
It was a little strange. And then, but there was two people on the street, and I'm like, and then I told Brian, I go, yeah, but you know, the other half is there was the other dude.
And I was like, that was just a guy on the phone.
I'm like,
and then
nah.
as I'm saying the words, I'm like, God, what a fucking rube I am.
Yeah.
Like, I think Bonnie's 100% right on this.
Fell for the old walker talker routine.
Right? Bonnie Darko.
Wait. These were not the same guys who were talking about Coke prices
No.
in the bar. These were
No.
different. You guys saw a gritty underbelly of Halifax
Yes!
that I've never really heard before.
But
Neither had we.
I didn't even know. And you would expect there to be a cigarette butt on the ground if it was that gritty.
I mean,
but
no,
it was
they're-
like,
they-
no.
they're not dumb. They wouldn't do anything like that. I mean, why? We were like, what are you doing? That's our street you're throwing that down on. Somebody's got to clean that up. And and I'm not going to pay for the Coke for his salary. Anyway, it was a fantastic. It was a lot of fun because it had been a while since I'd had a show that I felt was like truly polished. You know, like lately it had been long enough between shows that I was happy to get through it without anything screwing up. This was the first show in a while that I'd done enough in a row that I was like, oh no, I'm now at that place again where I could worry about that third line in the fourth routine and try to nail that bit. It was fantastic. Highly recommended if you have the chance to go to the Atlantic Security Con.
Oh, but those.
Boom, boom, boom. Bonnie, any lasting impressions from your weekend excursion?
Yeah, the underbelly was separate from the con. Like this was the Atlantic.
So there was no need to make unbroken eye contact and shiv them on the way by them.
Well, I mean, we walked in and these AV guys are sitting there all in matching uniforms with their arms crossed, and I was just like, I need a DVI cable, and then I shouldered into one of them.
Exactly. Bonnie tugs on your shirt. Punch the smallest one.
Assert your dominance, or they'll never bring you your AV needs.
And then look at the biggest one and say, you're next.
No.
Bring me a thunderbolt to HDMI.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, no, fried bologna. Fried bologna is an abomination. Have you heard of this before?
Oh, wait. I thought that was the name of the gang after all that.
It was just a fried bologna gang.
So we get a breakfast
Right,
thing.
baloney game territory, eh? Come on, give us your T-Hose gift card.
Your Tito's. I got confused because I ordered a breakfast platter that involved, quote, all three breakfast meats: bacon, sausage, and fried bologna. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, fried bologna, that's just got to be ham, right? And so it shows up, looks like ham, and Bonnie is just like, what's that?
Why would you think something labeled bologna wouldn't be a slice of bologna?
I had faith in humanity until this trip.
It's listed on the tin.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
Wait, hold on, wait. Your confusion came in that something labeled fried bologna was not indeed fried bologna?
no. I trusted it to be fried bologna, but I thought there's no way it just tastes like fried bologna. And I thought, I bet it tastes closer to ham. It's probably fried bologna-like or something.
You know, I'll bet you this sausage is really a small snake. And these bacon strips are really pieces of parchment.
Are really dreams in meat form. So I cut off a piece. I'm like, go ahead. I'm sure it's fine. And body bites it and makes a face. And I was like, all right, that was undeserving. I'm sure it's fine. And then I cut off and I put it in, and it's wet, soggy styrofoam that's been burned.
No? You described it as hot dog skins.
Hot dogs without the skins.
Without the skins.
Imagine taking a potato peeler and just peeling off the skin of a hot dog, cutting off a bit of that
it would
mush in
taste
that.
like bologna.
It's not okay.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is this just you dropping a major diss track on the concept of bologna?
Fuck yes. Fried bologna specifically, and its unwarranted position in the holy trinity of breakfast meats. That shit is set in stone. It is sausage, bacon, and ham. It's ham.
But Canadian bacon is ham.
That's right.
That's
What a
redundant.
fucking betrayal to go to fucking Canada and expect some Canadian bacon, and instead you get fucking bologna?
Wait, the thing
I mean,
that they
but
labeled as
again,
bacon.
Hold on, before we get too far away, and I'm here for all of your righteous indignation, but it wasn't labeled Canadian bacon. It
I
was
know.
labeled fried bologna.
I have never, ever in my conscious lifetime been to a restaurant that offered fried bologna, and it was so foreign to me that I thought this can't really be what it says it is. It's like, okay. Hold on.
Why
It's-
would that not be a thing?
Okay,
like
it's-
people
okay.
can fry bologna.
Justin, imagine going to a fucking Denny's and you see
Sure.
a breakfast item labeled "The Rapist." And
Well, hold on, bologna is a
you
food.
think to
People have
yourself-
bologna all the
You
time.
think to yourself, it can't actually be a rapist.
You think they're gonna bring
And
me?
so it's like it comes with bacon, fried eggs, and a rapist.
Okay, yeah.
This
It'd
is
be
another thing that doesn't
spam.
need a metaphor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
The
right,
spam would be
spam.
delicious. So my point is that I had never had fried bologna before, so I
You
tweeted
didn't
out.
like it.
I didn't like it. And so I tweeted out like, hey, essentially like, WTF, bro, this thing. And I was surprised. A third of the people are like, no, fried bologna is life. You're insane, and you're an insane person, and you need to shut up.
I think the big controversy is that you're supposed to eat it for dinner, not breakfast.
Wait, what? Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people came back saying, "What are you eating it for breakfast? That's a dinner thing."
Wait,
Yeah.
really? People are getting fucking precious with fried bologna?
Oh my God! Yeah, 21. Okay, it was 1/3. Now it's down to 21%.
This is a Twitter poll Brian made.
That's right, which is statistically significant at 4,000 votes. So that means it's legit. It's super science.
It is. But then the fried bologna that Brian ate was not done with him. There was an underbelly. There was an underbelly to Halifax.
Okay. Fucking Bonnie's talking about my shits. I had fried bologna shits.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, it's
Brian's like, what is this room? The bathroom? Well, I'm sure it's a slide that I can ride down, and I can have a fun time. I'll lift my hands above my head. This will be a real treat for me. What? A toilet and a sink? This is bullshit. Canada's a fraud. Get out of here. Oh, let me get to my Twitter poll.
Surely a bathroom won't have a bath in it.
Bathroom? Slide or what the fuck bathroom?
Hold on. Were you intimately familiar with fried bologna? Is that a well-beloved?
I would assume. I mean, like that. I would guess that I would find that at more of a like country kind of place, like that it would be more of a kind of like soul food adjacent sort of like you know like a peanut butter and pickles like kind of food, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't know if I've ever gone to a place and had fried bologna, but I wouldn't be shocked in seeing it,
Well-
and I certainly wouldn't immediately think that it was something else. Like it's a fairly clearly labeled menu item.
And keep in mind, by something else, what I thought it would be is good, and it's just so awful. It's so legitimately awful
No,
that.
but, like if you, all right, follow me with this hypothetical.
Sure.
Looked at the menu, you saw fried bologna, and you immediately understood it to be actually fried bologna. You probably wouldn't order it, right?
Well, yes, correct. But curiosity, especially, okay, again, it's like we have 3 Olympic medals: gold, silver, and punch your face. And it's like, technically the words punch your face are in there, and you would think like, well, why would you think that was anything other than a punch to the face?
Exactly. Yes, no, you're right. You accurately summed up my point.
Well, I would.
What would you want them to do different? Just not serve it? Is that where?
yeah.
How do you solve Canada's problem with fried bologna?
Okay, and
Yeah.
apparently it's
And
the
it,
world's
Bryce,
problem.
actually, here, hold on. Can you please type a letter to the Ministry of Tourism to Canada? Can we find that email address? We're going to email them.
No,
Oh,
what are you doing?
no.
You're creating an international incident,
I'm
Justin.
not. Brian, we're going to solve this problem. Brian, you dictate this to Bryce. We're gonna get this solved right now. We're solving the problem on Night Attack.
Here, they have a Twitter. The Ontario one has a Twitter, so we're gonna write them a Twitter.
None of this has my approval. I approve of none of this.
Okay, but if you were going to, all right, so
We just won't hit
imagine
send.
that it's a menu item.
What if we
say,
don't hit send?
Bryce, please tweet this. You can imagine whatever you want.
We're not gonna hit send. You're gonna watch me not hit send.
I'm not mad. I'm just confused.
Also, wait, isn't this in Nova Scotia? This isn't in Ontario?
That's great, but we should tweet Ontario.
This is a Canadian problem, Justin.
We should take this to Ontario, okay?
Oh, here
In
we go.
fact,
Visit Nova Scotia.
No.
Visit-
Let's go to Ontario. I like this one. Let's ask
Brian likes this
Ontario.
because there's
So,
less
with
chance
the
they get
broader, just
tracked.
explore Canada. Twitter.com/explore Canada.
Perfect.
Let's Brian, just so we can get it on the record. Just so we can get it on the record from the Night Attack account.
How, dear Canada.
Okay, that's a good start. Dear Canada.
Okay, good.
Java.
Good start.
Please help me understand. Colon.
Exactly.
Right.
Think of the colon.
Business. That's a business colon.
Fried bologna. Period.
Okay.
That is all.
Wait, whoa. All right, here, hold on. Wait a minute.
Fried
you don't wanna
bologna,
cite
question mark.
but Brian, you don't want to cite your statistically relevant Twitter poll,
Well-
to just let them know that you're not some asshole off the street. Like you've done research on this.
Well, no, I mean my research has shown that I'm in the minority for not understanding the appeal of fried bologna. Fried bologna, number one, legitimately tastes terrible. Legitimately sounds like it's one of those rare things that sounds like a terrible idea and tastes like a terrible idea. And like usually there's a
Bryce,
counterintuitive.
get that in there. No. Yeah, it sounds like a terrible idea and it tastes like a terrible idea.
It looks bad. And the poops are bad. Okay, great.
First-hand experience. All right,
And then say-
you want to reply the restaurant? Can we
Well,
find the restaurant's
and
Twitter?
then just new line. Just say, what am I missing here?
No, I like the in front. That's
Yeah,
good.
but
Make it
comma.
read well. Yeah, like it's
No
perform-
comma. We need to sound nasty. Okay, dear
damn it.
Canada, help me
God
understand.
damn it.
Fried bologna? Really? What's the friggin' deal? It sounds bad. It tastes bad. It looks bad. The poops are bad. First-hand experience.
And experience.
What am I missing here? And I'm not gonna hit tweet. We're not gonna start an international
You're
incident.
totally gonna hit.
we
All
re-
right, hold on. What am I missing here? And then say parentheses.
Also here.
Hope.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah, actually, help me hope is what I want you to write. Or
Help me
give
hope.
me hope on this. There we go. Give me hope.
Give me hope, and then a winky face.
Yep. Winky face. There you go. That's it.
Okay. All right. Hold on, Bryce. Just you
you
have
mind if I-
Dear Canada up there. Just put Dear at Explore Canada, just so we know that they get it. No. Also at reply them.
Both.
But also just double
Dear
it up.
at
Just
Explore
say-
Canada. Please help me understand. Fried bologna.
Can we put a period before the first Explore Canada too? So it shows up also.
There you
Oh
go.
no, all right, yeah, no. Take out the at reply then.
Okay. But I'm gonna keep the period also.
Yeah. All right. So, dear Explore Canada, please help me understand.
Why is
Fried
there a
bologna?
period?
Really? What's the friggin' deal? It sounds bad. It tastes bad. It looks bad. The poops are bad. Parenthetical first-hand experience. What am I missing here? Give me hope on this, Obi-Wan. Winky face.
That's as good as I'm going to get out of you assholes. Let's just go with that.
Hey.
Are,
So,
Oh, no.
are we
Yeah,
pulling the trigger, or did we write a letter that we're not sending?
Don't hit tweet. Just close it by hitting Alt-Enter. Or Control-Enter.
Yeah, Alt Enter doesn't do it. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
all
I'm
right,
gonna close this with a known Twitter shortcut. Control Enter.
Control-Enter. Oh, wait, you sent it?
No!
To Canada? Oh, now Canada has it.
Tweeted Canada.
God damn it. God damn it. They're going to know that I didn't care for the
How
fried
dare
bologna.
we?
have you guys ever noticed that when you do a winky face in a parentheses and then you put like the ending parentheses?
I use the winky face as the ending parentheses, which I'm
Okay.
guessing isn't correct, but it balances everything out.
It looks like a double chin.
It looks like a fat winky face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta put a space
Well,
after
let's
it.
not. I mean, a plus size.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's not body judge.
Come on. Let's not
face,
body
man.
shame emojis. It's 2018.
This is true.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you where it's always a sunshiny day in your mind, and that's at patreon.com/night attack. Brian, hold on. Wait a minute. How terrified are you about this Canadian tweet?
Not very, because if there's one thing I know about
not even,
Canadians, they
like,
have
mentioned
a
to
really
you.
good sense of humor, and that was
They
a fairly
do.
mild rebuke to their breakfast meat related habits. I assume, but for all I know, maybe they're all like, "You went to an American themed restaurant," and that's supposed to be.
Excuse me. Our permanent record of all Canadian visitors shows that you are at a tap Johnny Rockets.
That's what I feel like it's gonna be, man.
So wait, hold on. Your biggest fear is that they denounce fried bologna and pin it on you for ordering it in the first place?
No, I mean that's the most plausible. The most plausible response is some kind of very clever, self-effacing, amazingly awesome Canadian thing. That's the thing, man. Outside of all the Coke dealers, they're all great.
I mean, listen, when you start to put aside the Coke dealers and the fried bologna, this country's got a lot going for it.
I'll tell you what,
the
man.
Coke dealer sounded like a little Care Bear. I don't know. I mean,
they were nice. There was definitely a table look over, and it was like GTA 7 Halifax. It was great. But no. I'm not worried that Canada will seek retribution.
That's another instance where the words don't match the tone.
I'm sure it's fine. You know what? Let's start working on my repatriation
Brian,
fund.
hold on, wait a minute. What do you say we tweet him again and apologize? Should we tweet him again and just say, hey, guys, it's us again with the fried bologna tweet. We were just having a good time. Dead. No, not dead. Jesus. No.
Sorry, dear.
Dead.
Dear Explore Canada, we were just joshing about the fried bologna. It wasn't our thing, LOL. But that doesn't mean it's not a tremendous cultural resource. And we love Halifax minus the Coke dealers.
No.
Okay. All right. No, we love Halifax minus the quote unquote Coke dealers.
Outside of Pepsi. But, okay, so here's my question is, you're taking the same point that I did, which is I thought that fried bologna was a Canadian thing, but the response on Twitter made me feel like it's a universal thing. Like everybody but me was hip to fried
I
bologna.
think it's a northern thing. I think you like. What? It's southern.
Southern.
Southern U.S., right?
Yeah. It's
I would guess that it was more like a kind of like soul food adjacent kind of food.
It's like fried Twinkies. It's the same.
Yeah.
oeuvre.
Like I'll bet you, no, that's the realm, like a fair food. Like it would be in a place next to an elephant ear and a corn cob. and a corn dog.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Did you read my tweet?
No.
Like on Sonic?
I mean, yes, we all read your tweet.
You're such an
How did it go
asshole.
again?
How are we married? I don't even know. No, like on Sonic's thing, they say, like on their little lighted sign, they say, "Make your day better with the corn dog."
Well, I mean, that's factually correct.
No, like that's
corn dogs are great.
really
Absolutely
weird.
right.
Like, what are you supposed to do with the corn dog to make your day better?
Eat it! Bonnie, what is it?
Bryce, can you just reply that and just put at Explore Canada on there just so they know?
This is the stuff we deal with down here in the States.
Let's just make sure that they're aware that they could make that their
I'm
motto.
sorry,
if they
Bonnie.
want.
You sound aghast as though somebody is working for the Sonic Corporation, saying, writing this ad copy and writing the words "make your day happier with a corn dog," but in their heart of hearts thinking, "and stuff it in your pussy."
Oh my God.
What?
I can't believe you would say something
Bonnie
like that,
Brushwood,
Brian.
Your wolf
Oh
grin.
my
That is
God.
what you thought the moment you were tweeting that. That's the moment you're horrified.
I
Really?
believe you would.
Wait,
say
Bonnie,
something like
is that true?
Yes. Oh, I guarantee you it's
That's
true.
Brian's truth in his fried bologna brain.
My God, Bonnie, we gotta warn Canada. Go ahead and get at Explore Canada right now. Let's let them know that we were not talking about shoving it up their pussies.
No.
Nah.
We gotta let them know.
Nope.
Look, man, this is going to be an expensive campaign, and we need people to support us to make this happen. Today is Patreon Day. You know what that means? That means that's the day that
Everyone's readjusted their Patreon.
right, or as creators call it, the "Oh Fuck Day." Today being "Oh Fuck Day." We would like to remind you to take a look at your Patreon. If you have not yet contributed over at patreon.com/nightattack, please consider doing so. If you have more jingle in your pocket these days, then by all means contribute. Make us be alive, because we definitely just lost a lot of money on the day that everyone realized they were paying us money.
So here's the big deal, folks. If you go ahead and give us some cash, then you get the opportunity to get the pre-show and the post-show as one or before anybody else. So you get to listen to all the awesome stuff ASAP, and you support this fine program.
All right.
You want to know what, Brian?
Yeah.
We also celebrate our dear patrons on this show by doing a little something we like to call...
Gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour. It's an hour of it.
All right, Justin, what is this person doing right now?
I think that this person is preparing to run for prime minister.
In Canada. And probably
wherever they got a prime minister, but I'm looking at you at Explore Canada.
So this person is in the middle of forming an exploratory committee, and word just got back, sir. I'm so sorry. That podcast that you just supported at patreon.com/nightattack, it turns out that they're anti-Canadian.
And he's like, oh, geez, I never thought that I would do. And then he jumps out a window to avoid detection.
And he splatters on the ground, and somebody scoops up the bits of him, chops it up, makes it into a patty, and sells it as fried bologna.
Wait.
Wah-da-wah. Thank you for your service, Kyle Cornett.
Kyle Cornett.
Kyle Cornett.
Clap, 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 clap.
Kyle Cornett.
You're the Prime Minister of our hearts.
Hostage, and we got Kyle Cornett.
Thank you so much, Kyle Cornett, and to everyone else who pledged up their pledge this week. Bonnie,
Yes.
were there any other tales that happened this week that
Hey,
are
by the way,
exactly
hey,
1
Bonnie,
minute long?
start your day with a cornet.
Oh my goodness. Well, I would but I get up an hour earlier.
Go on.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah. Sorry, the clock's ticking.
Sorry, no.
So Bonnie, you were on the flight when all of a sudden
Tinvec. Thank you, Tinvec.
Yeah.
well, of course, the flight attendant Tinvec came up and said, "Ma'am, why are you drinking on this flight?"
And then she says, JK-ing 206, I'm drunk already. This is grape juice.
And then, of course, she defended it. Well, this is a good vintage J King 206 with 206 bits on it.
Yeah. And then she said, well, Brustleberry, I should just jump out the window. And then the attendant
The flight
said,
attendant's like, "Hey, listen, Tweak 900 did that last week. At least be original."
and she said, Josh CBC was listening. He loves the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company.
Well, but if you were going to take everything together, you could say flavored toothpaste. That's just the way to live.
Big Jim 5 cheered 100. There we go. And we're out.
Woo! Way to go, boys.
A reminder, folks, if you have a Prime on Amazon, then you have our money. So you better give it to us by going to twitch.tv/Night Attack, where you can give us free money that is otherwise going to go to waste.
Yeah,
unless you give
technically
to us
it's
right now. Head on over to twitch.tv/Night Attack. Hit the subscribe button, and it'll walk you through how to connect your account, and it'll be a great time for everybody.
Yeah, man. Technically, it's Jeff Bezos' money, but it belongs to you. You get to decide where it goes. Give us $2.50 of that, please.
And you get emotes. Really, really great emotes.
Hell yeah.
Guys,
Hey, Bryce, what's our game?
I just got a call from Jeffrey Canada.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Jeff
shit.
Canada?
We've been canceled.
Oh.
By Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't even know that we were working with we got canceled from Canada?
All right, no,
Yeah.
I know this is messed up. That's just Jeff. He's high on Coke. Don't worry about it.
Pepsi.
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 He's high on Pepsi. He's high
Yeah.
on Canadian
That's-
Coke.
Otherwise, that's libel.
That's yeah.
Technically,
Wait,
it
is
was
Jeff Canada
planned.
gonna sue me?
He just canceled you. The sky's the limit, Brian.
But
man.
well, Christ, on a cracker, Bryce, it's almost as if this day is haunted. What are we going to do?
Well, it sounds like we're going to need a new corporate sponsor to kind of keep the podcast money coming in. Thankfully, there was this brand new podcast contest that was announced. I got an email.
What?
A bunch of people who were subscribed to, a very specific service got an email like, hey, we're doing this thing. And so they said, oh, we're making a podcast competition. And everybody on the Fisher Scientific email list got a note. I'm going to read this email that they sent in here. Introducing the Casting Couch Call.
Oh dear.
Are you the next great podcast?
And there is no podcast.
If you know anything about podcasts, you might have heard a Fisher Scientific International Incorporated ad or two, or 10. Today, Fisher Scientific is entering the exciting and lucrative podcast
Air
landscape
quotes.
with the help of the award viewing team of Goblet Creative. At Fisher Scientific, a Thermo Fisher Scientific brand, our mission is to help people with creative ideas succeed with something only we can provide, stabilized methylene chloride. And now we're making it happen through the airwaves of internet radio. But it's not radio, but the internet is kind of transmitted via the air. So they've opened up a sort of casting call, I guess you could call it. But
Yeah, but they definitely put the word couch
but
in
it's
there.
definitely a
The casting
casting
couch
couch
is
call.
definitely
Loaded.
covered in semen.
Yeah.
But apparently all we have to do is just come up...
And apparently not euphemisms.
So apparently all we have to do is send in a 90-second pitch for a podcast, and we could win.
Oh my gosh.
We could win a delightful, lucrative deal with Goblet Creative.
Shit, man. Well, we're kind of up against it. We just got fired. Like we need to really bring our A game here.
Yeah, Jeff Canada really let us have it. I guess we need to
You're a
rely
son
on
of a bitch.
And like, there's no limit
Fuck
on the.
Canada. In fact, go ad explore.
That might be too spicy if we're trying to sell our new brand.
You're right. You don't want to write on your resume, even if you had a bad time to your last job, like formerly of Bennigan's. Fuck them, by the way. You want to keep it rough. Keep it
Keep
rough.
it nice and professional. So all we have to do is come up with some 90-second ideas for a mini series that Goblet can run on their podcast
Mini
network.
series. Okay, so they're looking for the next cereal, I bet.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. You know what? You know what's as good as cereal? Cereal.
Oh, shit.
Cereal.
Okay, hold
All right,
on.
so Brian, you do the just riff the first 10 seconds of the first podcast.
Okay.
Here we go. And start recording.
You have a call from Captain Crunch from a correctional facility in Louisiana.
Okay, good. 10 seconds. Good first 10 seconds.
Yeah, all I know is I was surrounded by songs, and I was trying to keep my boat afloat. What the hell am I supposed to do?
All those Keebler elves fuck each other.
That's my cellmate. Don't mind him. The maritime... a maritime court-martial is supposed to be a common occurrence, but the court-martial of Admiral Crunch, now demoted to captain, is nothing like you would expect.
Yeah.
We asked his counselor, Tony, what his chances of going to prison forever were.
Well, it doesn't look quite good. We're still in a murky place where people aren't even sure if cereal is soup or a broth.
Willie
And-
Fry, chances are they're great.
Oh.
Thank you. That's what you were queued up for.
Oh, I
Go-
thought you were going for the anti-joke. I was very impressed with you that you were holding off on the obvious punchline.
This is also a comedy element to this podcast.
All right, so there we go. That's our first. That's
There we
our
go.
first pitch. There we go. Cereal, SEREAL.
CER. Yeah.
Not the way we do it.
Actually, SEA dash REAL.
Cereal? Now what's that one, Brian?
Well, because it's Captain Crunch and he's maritime law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, here, guys, you're gonna have to help us here in the in the chat. We got to scramble. We got to make sure that this thing is the best podcast idea. What else is hot? Everybody loves the true crime.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of crimes? Everybody covers murders. What do you say we cover another kind of crime?
What if we framed someone for murder?
Real making a murder.
Making the murderer. There we go. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you know who? All right. You know him for his Grammy Award-winning music, Peter Frampton. We're gonna frame him for double murder.
And it's not just because Frampton sounds like frame, and we were desperately trying to think of a subject because our show's called Framing a Murderer.
Certainly wouldn't be it. We are open to workshopping that name.
No, Frampton won't be alive for long when he goes to jail for this double murder.
It was live on the scene. We have Peter Frampton. Oh, I don't like this. I don't want to be framed for murder.
Hi, I'm Justin.
I'm Brian.
I'm Peter.
So wait,
And
Peter
this
Frampton.
is Framing a Frampton.
So Peter Frampton is on the podcast,
Yeah.
just actively giving feedback about how he doesn't want to be framed
He
for
thinks
the
it's
murder.
an interview show. That's how we get into the house. He
That's
thinks
how
it's
we
an
get
interview
him.
show.
That's how we get him. We tell him it's a podcast all about Frampton.
Uh-huh.
But we like
But we leave bloody knives. And
we
bloody
send-
gloves.
we send him. It's that white text on a white background that says "Framing a Frampton" is the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
All
There we
right.
go. Okay, there's another idea. I was able to hack into their database, and so I've sent you guys emails access to some of these ideas that other people have sent in, and if we steal them,
Oh, good.
we can win.
Oh, this is great,
elusive
man. We got all these
reward.
hacked ideas.
How- Oh yeah, no. What's up, honey? What do you got?
Cooking shows are popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about
But you gotta switch it up, right? Because
how
there are a
about-
lot of cooking shows. There's a whole cooking network.
it's called Smelt It, We Dealt It, and
Okay, I'm excited. Smelt it. We dealt it.
Yeah.
it's
It's a show dedicated to the different ways you can prepare durian fruit.
yes, and
Notoriously smelly fruit, the durian.
and also a blackjack dealer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
So he
and
got
a
his start.
blacksmith. So there, well, he smelt it, and the other guy dealt it, and also there's a guy eating durian fruit.
The other one's a pewter dealer.
So one of them makes the utensils and the flatware.
Correct. The other
one makes the food.
The other one makes the money.
He makes all the money. He's the
by running a casino.
He's the financier.
Exactly.
And then there's me, Gertrude. I make it with both of them.
Wait, it's a romantic comedy too, of course.
It is.
Oh, it's a sitcom on the set of this show. It's like Home Improvement. It's a show within a show.
It's like The Office,
Yeah.
right? It's like the
basically Home
Muppet. It's like that reality Muppet shitty show that got
Okay,
canceled.
that
This
was
is
a
a
good
great
show.
pitch, by the way.
This is great. What are you gonna do it better
All right. So it's that one failed Muppet show meets Home Improvement, but mostly centered around blackjack and blacksmithing
And durian fruit.
And durian.
and
fruit.
durian fruit.
Yeah.
And
we get the grapefruit
working
lady
title was "Smelt It, We Dealt It."
sells
but
itself. Bing,
Yeah.
bing, 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 bing.
All right, how about this
Okay.
one? All right, we got a couple of these. How about finding podcast hosts that do keep some of their promises and then requiring for some of them to keep some of them, i.e. Nugs at Nerdtacular? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's some nonsense.
We
talk.
couldn't
Nobody
even begin
wants
to know.
that.
We're not
Yeah.
worried about that one.
In fact, Jeff Canada fell asleep halfway through that pitch, man. That's unfortunate.
Okay, here, Ira Sockman, I don't know if this is the same Ira Sockman, it's a very common name, suggested it's a podcast about pretending I am not here. Okay, it's really 30 minutes of silent breathing. Now, that's an ASMR angle.
Oh, my God.
That's an ASMR concept. I'm not
where would we
here.
go? All right, what's
Okay.
the one?
All right,
Yeah,
here. Are you ready?
what's the one ASMR that has not been conquered?
I know the answer.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Here we go.
Imagine the listener is going to sleep. All right. We're going to go on a journey, you and me. We're going to go someplace you've never gone. Podcasting history. You've heard the sound of my voice. My lips. My teeth. My tongue. But you've not heard my uvula. Maybe you've heard my uvula. But
U-Turn coming to Podcast Network this fall.
wait, wait.
bump.
Yo, the U stands for uvula?
Yeah.
All right, that works. That's,
Okay.
throw it in the bank. Throw it in the bank.
All right.
I think Brian was having too much fun with that.
Right, yeah, no. I was trying to figure out how
That's
far
like
down
the
I could
fourth
go.
or fifth time we've done an ASMR thing, and Brian's really gotten into it.
That's the bottom of my
Oh,
throat.
Jesus.
Can we go lower? Come with me on a journey down my esophageal tract.
We got a really ominous one here that just says jump, sleep, splat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Justin, this was your idea. Jump, sleep, splat.
We all remember all that hip happening swing music from the 90s. Well,
Jump,
welcome to
sleep,
2018, mister.
Jump, sleep, splat. Ba-da-da-da-da. Jump, sleep, splat. Ba-da-da-da-da. You're
We
jerking off.
finally answer.
I'm sorry.
Finally answer the big question. Why aren't any of these songs about suicide caused by leaping?
And more importantly,
While sleepwalking.
and jerking off. Jump, sleep, splat. Ba-da-da-da-doo. Jump, sleep, splat. Da-da-da-da-doo.
Okay.
Yep. It's a new 14-part podcast about one song where we don't talk about it and really never get beyond the chorus.
Jump, sleep, splat. Da-da-da-da-da. Jump, sleep, splat.
Okay, there we go.
Are you guys really submitting these?
Yeah.
Yes, Bonnie, this is not a
This is,
game.
yeah, what do you think? This is some kind of comedy podcast?
Do you think
Fuck
we do
you.
bits on this show? No.
Hey, man.
We just got canceled, Bonnie.
Look, hand that bottle of wine over, lady. What's going on?
Oh, there it is.
How about this? Laser
By the way, a lot of people have seriously entered their podcasts.
yeah, there are some people who really are really trying to win this thing.
Wait, in the dock?
Yeah. I
We
mean, of
got a
course
lot
they would.
of
They
stiff
want to win.
competition here, Bri.
Here we go. Fam checker. Brett goes on the road again, but this time brings his whole family. Every episode is him describing pictures of his baby and shouting, "Download mission pic."
Oh, no, this is a legit one because he was talking about this.
Yeah.
Now, the pitch sounded a little bit weird because his voice was clear, but I don't know if he forgot to filter out, or maybe that was part of the pitch, the constant screaming in the background of somebody saying like, "I thought you said your part of your life was over! I thought you said you'd be the man I married! This is Zora
So here I am
on
in
the floor.
Connecticut. I'm here in Hertfordshire, Connecticut this week, and
I swear, you're no real man!
I'm really
A
checking
real
out
man
the
takes
historic
care of his family
railroad
and
tracks
doesn't
of
make them
Hertfordshire.
hobos on the road.
they make really good locations for mission pic.
A
Download
real
mission
man
pic at
doesn't
iOS.
make his wife sound like this off mic.
Coming to Android soon.
What the fuck?
It's a good bit. That's a good podcast idea.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. I live down the block from those guys. Yeah, that's all weird. For the record, conscientious objective on that one.
I mean, I guess, you know,
Well,
it's not a good
what are some of the
idea.
other like podcast genres, right? So you got
The podcast is only available on iOS. You just gotta deal with it.
coming soon. But there, you got science and tech, you got comedy, romance. What's a romance podcast we could do?
Oh man, let's bring back.
Yeah, well, everybody loves the love advice, right? You know, they have the sex advice and the love advice. What's our spin on that?
It's a call-in show.
Okay, yeah.
Call-in show.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so,
guys
like-
are the
So here's what we
experts
do.
on relationships.
Yeah,
Here,
okay,
I'll do a sample call-in.
Okay,
Oh
here we go.
sure, okay, go ahead. It's two bros, bro. What's up?
Hi. I don't know how to make my husband stop looking at his phone all day when we travel together. I think I'd rather like have different seats and just sit by myself.
Hey, thanks, lady. Well, first off, what phone does he have?
He of course has the newest phone because like how else can he play Hearthstone all day without the newest phone?
Totes obs. So, when he's playing it, does he seem happy, content?
No, he's usually frowning and shaking his head.
Sounds like he's working through a lot. You should probably not disturb him.
Oh, okay, thanks. Bye.
One of the rare silent one bro calls.
I mean, the other bro was giving a massage.
He was giving it.
Yeah, no, he was just like, you got it, bro. You got it.
Oh, to the other bro.
Yeah, of
They
course.
couldn't get the mics to work.
No, I mean, you can't massage while you're on the same mic. You got to get off mic to
That
massage.
makes a lot of sense.
Come on,
All right,
man.
here's a good one. So people love these history podcasts where
Yeah.
you're learning something, all new factoids or different shows where they talk about rad things that are happening either in current events or history. How about this? This is a conversation revolves totally around looking at a Wikipedia page. It starts at a completely random page, and then you click links trying to stray as far as possible from the original topic.
Wait, tell me, hold on. Is this already a real podcast? Because it should be 6 degrees of fuck this. That's what
Here
the
we
show
go.
is.
It
It's
is,
just like,
Brian, and we're starting it right now. Bryce, go to a random Wikipedia page.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
So wikipedia.org. I'm going to click random page.
All
Where's the
right,
page?
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 6 degrees of GTFO. 6 degrees of GTFO, Panuco.
The Panuco River.
All right, here
is-
we're starting at the Panuco River, of course, river in Mexico, fed
right.
by several tributaries, which is
Justin,
great for it.
I want you to
including
get-
the Montezuma River and emptying into the Gulf of Mexico. So let's just scroll down until we see something that is as far away. Jesus,
Man,
not
I
a
want to
lot
go. I want to
here.
get as Russian as possible. How do we get to
Can I get
Russia?
this Russian?
The longest rivers of Mexico. That seems like a tributary.
Okay,
That'll
so
get
it's
us
a-
out.
this is like a
That's
list.
2. This is 2.
This
6
is 2.
degrees.
We got the Rio Grande. That's a very well known
look-
states, U.S. states possibly.
The Rio Grande will get it. Yeah, Rio Grande will get
Colorado
us to
River.
America. Get us. Take the Rio Grande to America.
Okay, I'll
That's
take it.
3. That's 3. Now somewhere in there should be America. See if you can find.
We got like
America.
Colorado. Oh wait, America might be somewhere
Control.
here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the
Country.
United States.
United States.
United States,
States. Right up there.
at the
Yeah.
top.
Click on that.
I
Click
got it.
on
I
that.
got it. Clicked on it.
All right. So this is our 4th stop.
Taking a while to look. Here you go. The
Trying
United
to-
States of America,
trying to
commonly
get to
known as the
Russia.
United States or
All
America.
right, try to
man.
find Timothy
Oh,
McVeigh.
Russia! Right here
Russia.
on the first
Russia.
paragraph.
We made it in 4. We did it. We did it. Russia. You're welcome.
Oh wait, I gotta think for this. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, we made it in 90 seconds. You're welcome.
Yeah, boom. All right, there we
Only
go.
4 steps. That's actually a pretty good podcast.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot to learn, a lot to laugh.
Definitely just ripping off the BBC show Connections. That's all we just did. That's
Well, but they're publicly funded, so you can just steal their ideas.
yeah, that's true. Also, welcome
what,
to our new
Rito?
show, Doctor Who, that we totally
Doctor Who?
invented.
Well, hey, since we're looking to find a podcast that would replace this show, maybe something that is like a little tied to our brand, right? So like, what if we did a spin-off, right? This one's from I can't see the name here. It stars the D-Man in The D-Man's Demons, where he goes on tour working to exorcise and banish demons while avoiding the relentless pursuit of the A-Man. Think Dark Tower, but with more desperate ex-wives. I'm sorry, disappointed ex-wives.
Yeah. So it opens. This
This
like
one would be narrative fiction, right? So it opens
Yeah.
with like some wind noise.
The Man in D.
Oh, it is I, the D-Man. I have gone on many adventures, but this is truly my greatest.
I am your 12th wife, Lorinda.
Oh, hello, Miranda. Do you still like to line dance?
I do in hell.
Well, that seems very good. How's your mother?
She died before me.
Well, my condolences.
I'm coming for you! I'm coming for you, demon!
Demon, run! It's the A-Man.
What a tremendous action that moves the scene along. I'm running now.
The D-Man runs through the night. He comes upon a farm.
Oh, it's become night.
Welcome to my farm. I'm definitely not the A-Man in disguise.
Oh, thank you, kind farmer. I would like to partake in your victuals.
Haha! Eat shit! It's me, the A-Man! Fuck
I'm running. I'm running. More action to move the scene.
you! Running the podcast. It's amazing!
The D-Man comes to an abandoned strip mall.
Finally, my divine providence. I will make my life here in this strip mall, opening up several different tiny stores.
20 years later, as a very successful entrepreneur, D-Man looks upon his strip mall bounty.
The D-Man is now known as the Dollar Store King.
Suddenly, over the horizon,
We're longer than 90 seconds, but I don't care. D-Man! D-Man! For 20 years! For 20
Oh, no.
years!
2 decades of peace has been shattered. I must run.
Oh no, you can't. I can't run. D-Man, you're more athletic than I am.
Rotten hell, you piece of shit.
running away from his life, figuratively and literally.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Las Vegas, sir.
Here I will make my name. Dollar Store King is no more. I will do my only true gift. Find me a woman that I can marry, and then
Cocktails? Shrimp? Cocktails?
I'll take both, and you.
Oh, I do. Let's get married.
Okay. Hey, what's your name again?
Judith?
We're divorced. Ha ha! Another classic D-Man jape.
Oh, but here's my disabled son. I was so excited to have a provider. And it was going to be the world famous D-Man, the Dollar Man.
Oh,
Wait.
on the D-Man adventures.
There we go. That's a good one. Okay, we'll put that in the. We'll put a check mark next to that idea. Oh my gosh.
Hey, look, this one is. I know. Listen, we've had a lot of fun here. A lot of these have been really full of levity, but maybe we should take this one a little seriously. This is a dark, serious tale about the exposure of corruption and infiltration of our government by forces that wish to subvert it. And the person who submitted it is Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Okay, so this one I feel like we got to really sell. Can you give me some kind of like, big haunting sounder, and then maybe give me a little bit of echo of this?
Sure. Deception. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be looking for the thing.
All right, here we go. Ready?
No.
Okay. I'm ready.
Maybe vamp for just 1 minute.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here.
Hey, Bryce, are you ready? I'm trying to vamp.
This is good. This is very good. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody. All right. Hey, guys.
All right,
Reset.
here's the pitch. Get ready.
All right.
From executive producer, Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poo Poo Man, comes a story you won't believe.
Power isn't just for the powerful. Power should be for the people. We are a bottom-up society, and if we don't fight for every shred of our liberty, we will lose all of it.
Your bottom should be up so that you can show tribute to America. Bottoms up, America. Here's looking at you and you, other cheek.
I'm country.
The secret forces that have kept our democracy behind closed doors for so many decades is on the brink of either world domination or final collapse. It is this podcast's job to make sure the latter occurs.
Now is the time. Children are our future. Peace is the enemy within that destroys war from above.
Hi, I'm Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man. And this is Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man's quest for truth.
But first, you may be wondering how I got so buff. Well, the answer is I use Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man's amazing boner paraphernalia, not just pills.
Did you know that every Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man paraphernalia box is different for every week of the year?
It's monthly. For one low subscription fee, you can get Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man's favorite bath salts and washcloths.
Not only does Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man deliver all of the bath salts and sex aids that you could possibly want, it comes in a how did they do that size box.
Look
It's
at
the
this.
only box that's smaller on the inside.
Look at me. I'm doing this ad read while bouncing on one box, and it's filled with eggs, not human eggs, but fish eggs. So you call the Indians called it
Maze.
Please use code refreshing the Tree of Liberty with the blood of tyrants 10 at checkout, and you can get your Big Dicks Come Pee Pee Poopy Man sex box delivered to you within 5 days.
or 5 minutes if you call now. Just kidding. It won't be there in 5 minutes.
Because they're listening to your call. We'll be back right after this.
Tinvek says, I have questions.
Now that's a good pitch because you already know that there are advertisers lined up to pay for this program.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's a good
we
self-for
already have
goblet.
the whole thing set up.
By the way, somebody named Dick Butt just in the middle of all that just writes in the chat room, what did I walk into?
Correction.
Like, it's
Big
a weird
Dut.
show if Dick Butt is like, what the fuck kind of party is this?
Man, what about you know what we need? You know, you guys.
That is exactly what we
what
need.
we need.
I
All right,
was just
here we
thinking
go.
we needed a Jamaican air horn.
Okay, so the here it is, the quest for the air horn, and we go all around the world to find out which clubs use which air horn sample.
It's like Anthony Bourdain, but for air horns.
Right, so this
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to be the NPR style. A little something jaunty. Here we go. We're back with air horns.
I'm Bright.
No, guys, this is too good of a thing. So restart the timer.
Okay, all right.
Brian, okay, I'm gonna count you in.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1, and go.
And we're back on Airhorns. On Airhorns here at KUT Radio, Austin, NPR affiliate, 90.5. My name is Brian Brushwood. As always, our producer, Bryce Castillo, is managing the boards.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to, I love
Bryce,
working
Bryce,
this.
we've talked
It's a passion project for me.
We've talked about timing on the show. Okay, this is all the same air horn, and we're supposed, as
sorry,
you know, our first air horn comes to us from the Rio Grande Valley, down at the southern tip of Texas. The Rio Grande Valley is a fertile area known for its air horns.
This
So
is one of my
let's-
favorite air horns.
And what is it you like about the air horn?
I love that it has a little. You can hear it has like a little bit of a clip at the end. Like,
Okay.
That's right. It has a little clip. It has a little.
The Rio Grande Valley. Pedro works at a farm in the southern tip of the Rio Grande Valley. He smuggled across the border at the age of 7 and has worked there ever since. We go down to the interview with his sister, Miranda.
Hi, I'm Miranda.
Miranda, tell me what it's like to work on a farm in the shadow of such an air horn.
Oh, it's a big weight on our shoulders. We have a lot to.
All right.
Oh, is that? I'm sorry. Does that
I'm
mean?
sorry.
did
That's
I do
it.
that?
This brought to us by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
And Halliburton.
And Fisher
And
Scientific.
Patreons like you.
Okay, there we go. Look at that.
All right, we got something there. It's pretty good.
Oh my God! Somebody just please clip out just the first. Brian's. If you're only listening to this on audio, we need to have up on the Twitter just Brian's picture perfect NPR disgust of the air horn going on. Like, if you thought the pause was funny, you need to see his face of like, turn left, reset, we're going. God.
And the Chubb Group.
The Chubb Group.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh.
All right, I think we had time for what? One more? Do we have time for one more?
Sure,
One-
we can squeeze it in.
Yeah. What are some other genres that maybe we're missing? You know, there's tech. You guys are tech.
Video games.
Video
People love
games?
video games. That's all the most popular podcasts are video game podcasts. Video game people doing video game podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What's the one thing that isn't being done in video games? Well, how about reviewing them?
Hold on. How about? Oh Jesus! The words coming out of my mouth. What about?
How about this? I'm at all those old games.
Like-
No one talks about those anymore. Why don't we talk about games that we played as kids?
You'd play like a nostalgia play.
I'm not sold on the name, but
What about?
what else? I mean, maybe we can. Hey, all right. I'm sick of all these people. You ever met this guy? I love playing video games. All these games are great. I think it's about time we gave him a real piece of our mind and did some real no holds barred.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what?
Video
Okay.
game
The
commentary.
show is called Honest Retro Games.
Okay.
You ready? And
Dissecting.
featuring two bros. Here we go.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Skylar,
Hey man, I'm Joe.
and we're sick of these games
Yeah,
getting
man.
in our face.
Hey, everybody's talking about these retro games. So great. That's your game, asshole. We played it.
Someone more like fuck cunts.
All right, game number 1, Combat for the Atari 2600. Dilbert, you play this?
Yeah, I did. It was sucky. Everyone's out here trying to combat you. I'm like, what's up?
I'm sorry, what did you expect the game to be? It's called Combat. It's not like you're going to open it and there's going to be fried bologna on the inside. Jesus.
Nailed it. Anyway, I give combat 4 buttholes, and they are dilated to a ridiculous degree.
All right, our next game is a game called Zelda. The graphics are dumb. The music is dumb. The gameplay is dumb.
Hey, I got a quest for you, Zelda. What's with that hat?
Okay. All right. How many buttholes you giving it, Jermaine?
I'm giving it 3 buttholes, but they all come together in a triangle at the end.
Anyway, join us next week where we're going to be reviewing Custer's Revenge. Good nights.
That's great. That's it. That's what people want. I don't think there are any video game shows out there that are really just taking these video games to task.
What's with
I
that?
don't think. Yeah, they're not really letting them have it the way that we can.
I like the fact that Joe couldn't remember his co-host's name.
Oh, yeah, he was Dilbert at one point.
It's Gilbert, but that's Skylar's nickname.
Right. Oh man. Well, hey, thank you everybody for saving the show.
Hey, Bryce. When do we find out if we win?
We're going to get a letter from Canada.
Oh, wait, I'm getting a phone call right now. Hold
Oh,
on. I'm gonna go.
is it-
Yes? Hello?
Yes?
Jeffrey Canada?
Whoa.
Senior?
What?
You fired your son?
Oh.
Oh,
And gave us our show back?
Oh.
Wow. No, thank you.
No, we doggone it.
Oh, no.
no. All right, Bryce.
We got to send it to
Just at reply explore Canada. Just because you fucked up talking to him. Let's just say,
just
hey,
kidding.
sorry about the phone call. We really love you. You're really great. Thanks for allowing us to continue to podcast.
to continue to podcast Obi-Wan.
Let's tweet that and everybody at reply. Everybody retweet.
Thank you for our ability to podcast. Continue.
All right, hold on. Wait a minute.
Did I
Let me
spell that?
just
Did I
make
totally-
sure that I retweet it because everybody should be retweeting this. We want to really make sure that Canada knows that we are. Oh my God, my wife has crazy hair now.
Oh, that's right. She went pink, huh?
Wait a minute. My daughter went pink.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, I mean,
All right, yeah?
Josie just texted us while we were out of the country to say, I dyed my hair with food coloring. It's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
And then I came home and I'm like, it is. It's legit awesome. It's pretty great. Oh, wow.
Does it look
at
like
that.
this? Look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is not her. I think this is what she's trying to go for.
Yeah, I was about to say,
yeah,
she
I was gonna
changed
say.
her face, too.
Cool. There you go. If you
Yeah,
haven't-
she can pop in here if she wants.
Oh yeah, yeah. If she's around, here she is.
Oh, look at
Hi,
that. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there. She's under orange light, so it's hard to discern the pinkness. Oh yeah, there you go. That looks cool.
Yeah,
it
that
still
does
looks
look
red.
good.
No, but it's more of like a purpley kind of purpley pink.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll fade out to kind of a nice pink.
If you got a game or an idea for a bit or something for the show, send it to mail@nightattack.tv. We check all that stuff, and if we use your bit or your game, we'll send you a free sticker from stickers or DIF.com. Thanks, guys.
All right, what are you
but-
feeling?
What do you say we go ahead and move into Diamond Time? Diamond Time is when you can shout out your project right here on the show. Just head on over to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club or diamondclub.reddit.com. The big old sticky post at the top of the page is where you want to go because you can shout out your project. We read the top 3 every week. The first is from Discs of Tron, a.k.a. Audrey. He just says, hi, it's an hour of it.com.
And it seems like when you go there, there's a picture of space and a button that you could click. That's... Oh, my God. Is it an hour-long mix
You're goddamn right.
of the Name
Ladies
Chant
and
Quarter Hour
gentlemen,
song?
It's like a medley of
for
stuff.
The Night Attack.
Holy shit.
So like starts with the name chant.
Chant Corner Hour.
Okay, so we're already 20 seconds in. It's an hour of...
I swear to God, we're gonna do a
Oh, yeah, it's an hour from when he says it's an hour
and
of it.
someone's gonna put together the 30-minute compilation
Holy shit.
of us doing the name chant corner hour.
Holy
and
shit.
Someone's going to get high and listen to it. And it'll be the best night.
Oh my God!
I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're doing, but I want you to know we're all thinking of you, Elliot, Keith.
Oh my God!
Let me see if I can skip ahead in here.
Can you skip an hour?
Okay, wait,
or
hold
half
on.
an
Wait
hour?
a minute. All right, I have a challenge that I'm going to put out to the entirety of chat room, but keep playing it. Keep playing
Okay,
it.
here we go.
Showed up on last week's episode. Now we had a lot of guests.
A lot of call-in guests.
On
We
last
have a
week's
lot of
episode.
guests.
Yeah, but I'm talking specific. It's not Ernest Borgnine.
No, okay.
Oh my God.
It's fun. I don't know what you're up to, but thank you, Jason Bryant.
Jason My God!
Great. So it seems like he's mashed up some of the compositions he's made and some of the actual footage.
Yeah, well, I'll
From
tell
the
you what,
18th?
man. If I was a fucking patron, I'd be all over this. I would get wicked stoned and listen to this, just waiting for the one moment that my name popped up, and I'd freak out.
Here's the challenge. It's a power hour of it.
Oh,
Someone listens to the hour-long mix and takes a sip every minute. You need to go ahead and let us know
That's
that
a
it is
live
happening.
stream.
Let us know that it's happening, and then let us know that you've completed it. The first person who does it will certainly gain the recognition on this show that you so richly deserve.
Please drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly.
Please only drink where it's legal and responsible.
and where you could get lit.
Yeah.
Wow. Next up. Man.
Okay. Also, let me say, Stephen Cogswell, a literal genius with the work ethic of a million machines. That man is insane, and we are forever lucky to have him as a part of our horseshit existence. Thank you so much to Stephen Cogswell. It's an hourofit.com. Go there and fucking live that life, son. Oh my God.
Dude, that's amazing. Archduke Obvious writes in, "Hey Diamond Club, I'm a little hesitant to post this since it's going so well, but my brother's Kickstarter for the Street Fighter miniatures game is ending this week. The models for this thing are gorgeous, and the entire thing is a Kickstarter exclusive, so pick up a copy while it's still available. You can check it out at YOLO420.com/Street Fighter Swag."
Oh my God, he wasn't kidding. It's at $1.4 million.
Holy
it's well
shit.
funded.
This is Jasco. Jasco helped us with Action News. They're are people who are making it happen for Action News. So no, support Jasco. Jasco is great. Jasco is amazing.
This looks cool. It's like a tabletop Street Fighter card game.
Yeah, so you move around, you run up, and you punch stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and you can knock over trees. That's pretty cool.
They have tremendous experience in this. They did a great Mega Man game. They are awesome.
Yeah. Check it out.
And
Mr. X88 says, "Hey, my DC family."
DC family. Josh here from the podcast All About Beer, the Craft Beer Cast. It has been about 3 years since we did a Diamond Time, and I thought, why the fuck not try again? So we're going into our 5th year, and finally hopped on that sweet Patreon wagon to get that cheddar. You can head on over to patreon.com/craftbeercast or craftbeercast.com to check it out. Thanks.
Oh my gosh, they have over 200 episodes. Dude, congrats on them
Wow.
for keeping with it.
Dude, that's
a lot
fantastic.
of beer, dog.
Well done, man. And meanwhile, let's take a moment and check in on the Movie Draft Minute.
Welcome to your Movie Draft Minute, presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of April 30th, 2018. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. And with the first Marvel release of the summer, now the draft finally begins. So with that, let's go check the score. Team Tell It Anyways in 6th place, still waiting for the first vote. Team Chips Bitch is in 5th place, $58.1 million. Team John Trucker's in 4th place, $108.8 million. Team Cord Killers is in 3rd place, $149.4 million. Team Night Attack is in 2nd place at $243.7 million. And leaping into 1st place, Avengers Infinity War bringing in $282.4 million. It's Team DTNS. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of April 30th, 2018.
My God, Justin, did you see any chance of this happening? Team DTNS went from no chance in the world to, like, the only way they could thread that needle was to have the record-breakingest movie of all the history. And guess what they did? They had the record-breakingest movie of all history.
So, yeah. And by the way, they get 100% of that. Normally, these big movies sometimes get counted down, but they bought it for $85.
85 game dollars.
We are going to find out whether or not they win basically this week to see what that drop off is, because I wouldn't expect it to be. I mean, basically, if it's anywhere near Force Awakens, if it's anywhere near like the top 2 or 3 movies of all time, it's a wrap, son.
I may not be representative of all of America. He humbly
said on his
acknowledged.
podcast.
Yeah. But I will say that this is the first movie in years. I can't remember. I was telling Bonnie last night that I can't remember a movie that I've wanted this badly to go see in the theater immediately. Like, I was trying to figure out a way to take my kids to go see it today, and I'll probably figure out a way to take them to go see it tomorrow. I just honestly can't wait to see it again myself. I got to imagine that drop off. Like, I did not even feel this way about The Force Awakens or Rogue One or any of the Star Wars movies. Like, I just want to live in this movie 3 or 4 more times while it's still in the theater before it comes out.
You know, it's one of those things where I think the idea of these superhero team ups had kind of gotten a little out of the front of your mind for a little bit, because we'd seen so many different littler versions of it. Like, we see Civil War and we're like, oh my God, that's a superhero team up. And we see Thor Ragnarok and it's like, oh, look, it's a funny superhero team up. That by the time that you're sitting in that theater and you're like, no, every character is here and they're all doing the things that we love them for, and they're yelling at each other and they're making jokes, and the villain is one of the best that Marvel's ever had. It's like, oh yeah, this is like the greatest geek treat of all time.
Well, and it truly encompassed, we talked, this is non-spoilery if you're nervous and listening, but one of the things I really dug about it is that different vignettes, as you shifted from different sets of characters, it would ape different shooting styles. You know, when you had Captain America, you had that kind of stuttery, high-action World War II looking motion that they had during those scenes. And then, you know, you got the dreamy color palette of the Guardians of the Galaxy, along with, you know, your dad's favorite music from the 70s. It's just so well executed. It is, forgive me for saying, a marvel to behold. I mean, it was fantastic.
So is this going to be the #1 movie of all time?
I think I know that I watched the whole thing, and all I could think about is going to see it again. And I can't remember any movie in the last 10 or 15 years that felt that way.
So let's go ahead and take a look at Force Awakens and what their second week was. Again, Force Awakens is a domestic gross of 900 million plus. So I think it's safe to say that if Avengers gets to 900 million plus, that it doesn't matter what else Tom's movie slate does, we're kind of fucked, right?
Yeah. Well, so keep in mind, The Force Awakens, when it came out, $390 million it did in the first 7 days. I think this is going to blow past that. I think it will completely overtake and do better than Force Awakens.
All right. So yeah, the second week, Force Awakens made $150 million. And then it basically fell. Then it was 90, then it was 42, then 26, then 30, yada, yada, yada. So this next week will tell the tale for Infinity War, to see how much of a dip. If it is above 150, it is fuck-a-doodle-doo to literally everybody else.
Yeah. Holy cow. I mean, I can't believe it, man. I remember thinking the moment Tom bought that, I was like, well, Tom's out, and I'm glad I don't have to worry about him as a competitor. And now here we are. Like, he might win it just on Infinity War. And then also he's got 2 more movies.
Yeah, because, by the way, we're I don't think anybody thought that. I think like the winning movie we thought was gonna, or the winning slate would be around what, 6?
Yep.
Maybe 6, 7.
Yep. And the fact that he's getting 100% of Infinity War and it alone can hit $800 million just during the summer before it starts collecting its trickle money for the rest of the year.
Yeah, really, it's like there were probably like 6 weeks of Prime earning for Force Awakens. That's when it fell to like 14 million over the weekend instead of 11, or instead of 33. But holy shit, man. I mean, what a gigantic opening. And that movie was so good. It was so fun.
Yeah, can we talk about it in non-spoilery terms? Can we just say, I expressed my feelings. We talked about it a little bit on the Weird Things podcast. Did you have any other takes that you wanted to share?
Like, what can you say about a 10-year plan executed to perfection, right? And obviously, look, it's not... I mean, we've got another one to go. There's a sequel to this movie that will come out next year, but like, this is possibly their most creatively fulfilling phase, which is their 4th go round on this particular, merry-go-round that we're on, of like Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Black Panther, and now we have in Civil War, and now we have this movie that is just, I mean, my God, there's no character that you're like, boo, get off the screen. Everybody's, all these interactions are the best comic book jizz moments you've ever thought of. In that, like, oh, what happens when Tony Stark and Doctor Strange battle for supremacy? Like, what happens when Star-Lord meets another, hero, like, and now he's all of a sudden really self-conscious, and then, but also furthering all these like personal character things throughout the film, down to probably one of the original, the Pepper Potts, Tony Stark stuff, which was like the thing that started it all 10 years ago.
Yeah. And again, we've talked about this before, but lest you forget, Iron Man references MySpace, not ironically. Like, that's how long ago this was.
Yeah. Just an achievement. Like, I used to think that Lord of the Rings was the most ambitious thing that had ever been done in movie history. I dethroned it when the first Avengers came out. So imagine my shock when the second sequel to that movie proves to be the greatest, most gigantic thing of all time. It's so far beyond anything that I've ever witnessed in movies. Like, look, there are better movies, right? There's better craftsmanship, there's better writing, but nothing's this. It's unique, and it shows effort and artistry on a level that geek stuff is so often lacking in, as it's just crass shit commercials that they want to just continue to make as a back end tale for a property that is so long past its prime. What the MCU has done with these characters is something that should be remembered forever, not only in film but in business.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much: if you haven't seen it, and you have seen the other movies in the MCU, if you're going in equipped, I don't know what this movie looks like if you've never seen a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie before. And in fact, I'd love to hear a review from somebody who had literally never seen any of that stuff. Although I find that very difficult to believe that can happen in America in 2018. But if you go in having seen these other movies and you feel something magical, just know that is what I felt in 8th grade reading the comic books. And to see that brought to life, to see that crossover, that feeling of a giant wide world, and just wishing each vignette lasted a little bit longer so you could get more depth and more time with these characters and this interaction and this aspect of the MCU. It's the closest thing to real movie magic I've seen in decades. I mean, like, this reminds me of how I felt watching the original trilogy of Star Wars. It reminded me of what I felt about the comics, reading the Secret Wars and so on. It was truly, truly magical.
If you're a comic book fan, or just somebody who enjoys these kind of team ups in whatever media, and you just live for that one moment when the two characters run into each other and somebody makes the line that you're like, oh, that's a thing. Like, there's a million of those. It's so rich in that, but it's because it's smart and it earns every moment that it gets. And, then there's also like, it's kind of smart because, by the way, Thanos's argument is not far off from like, population bomb and, like overcrowding, like kind of things. Like, it's rad. And there's plenty of surprises. If you have not seen it yet and you haven't been spoiled and you want to see it, I don't know what to tell you other than literally stop what you're doing right now and go watch it, because you're not looking at avoiding a spoiler. It's like the top 30 that you need to avoid. Like it's just so much. It's so dense. Every frame.
Yeah, man. I honestly am not sure you can be spoiled. I'm not going to say that is licensed for everyone to mess with you. I mean, you can.
If I started yelling the 30 things that I'm thinking about, people would be upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, I think they would be upset in the moment, and then I think they would go on to have a wonderful experience at the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me the biggest thing that I would, and I haven't seen around a lot, so I'm happy because the biggest surprise is, and the tone of the movie were set in the first 5 minutes.
Dude,
and that,
I'll tell you what, I lived for the first 30 seconds before the movie even started, seeing that Marvel logo and hearing, minor spoiler for the first 30 seconds, like you see the Marvel logo and you hear the desperate radio chatter of a spaceship under siege. And it is sincere and heavy enough in that first, before you see a single frame of it, you hear panic and real distress. Look at this. I just got goosebumps thinking about it. That's amazing. The tone is set instantly like, oh, no. Stakes are for real in this movie. And that's what gives you so much relief with the goofiness, right? The goofy stuff that it's like you're glad for that laugh moment.
Even understanding where. All right, so I'm not going to name the movie, but let's just, for argument's sake, call it Rogue One. Made a big deal about how its movie plugged into another famous movie that we'll just call Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Sure.
Which I thought was corny and hokey and stupid and it felt ham-fisted. The movie that Infinity War plugs directly into is so tonally different.
Yes.
But yet it plays into it in that it's like, no, this is record scratch. The music stops. Like, and now we're in this film and these characters are almost thematically fighting against the heaviness of it. And it is just, God, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Again, I can't wait to see it again. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you stop listening to this podcast and go see it immediately. Make DTNS the winner of the movie draft.
Yeah, we're fucked though. I mean,
I know. I agree. I mean, how could Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom get anywhere near this? That was magic. We saw magic, man.
Oh, by the way, Black Panther's in Jurassic Park. Moving on.
True fact. What did we learn today, Justin?
Well, we learned that we're really, really, really good at talking to Canada.
Oh, and if we're not talking to Canada, we're making awesome pitches for podcasts that are going to make history and all the money.
We're really good at willfully misinterpreting very literally written directions on a menu.
We noticed that as long as it's before the customs line, they don't really care what you throw away.
No. And we learned that there is a fantastic new show coming to NPR called
Airhorns.
I unplugged it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next Tuesday.
Hey, die to fire, you beautiful people!
Don't forget the live show, bit.ly/nightattack Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right. Buy tickets. Come see us live. Not Los Angeles and San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego soon. San Diego tickets soon.
Keep an eye out.
Night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.